Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback of all time. 7-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time Super Bowl MVP, 3 NFL MVPs, and well, you get the point. I don't have to explain to you who Tom Brady is. But even the greats have to call it quits. Is it that time for Tom Brady? In this video, I'm going to give you the stats and information for you to formulate your own opinion on if you think Brady should retire or not. And it might be a tough pill to swallow for some people, but let's get right into it. Alright, so let's recap Brady's season. The Bucs went 8-9, they hosted a playoff game, and they got blown out by the Cowboys. Alright, but no, seriously, let's dive into the stats this season. For the first time in Brady's career, he had a losing season. That's so weird to even say that in a sentence, but it's true. Now, let's look at some of the things the Bucs faced this season that the fans might use as excuses as to why Brady played below GOAT level. Number 1, the offensive line was injured. Number 2, the defense was injured. Number 3, the offensive weapons were injured. And number 4, Todd Bowles. So basically, the Bucs injuries caused them to do poorly. Well, not exactly. Let's carefully take a look at each one. Before the season began, the Bucs lost 2 of their linemen. Ali Marpet retired and Ryan Jensen suffered a knee injury during training camp, ruling him out for the season. And throughout the season, it seemed like they lost a lineman every week. So, okay, that's the answer then, right? That's why Brady played poorly? It's because his offensive line was horrible. Well, no. Despite everything the Bucs O-line went through, they still ranked the 6th best offensive line in the NFL. Impressive if you ask me. In fact, the Bucs offensive line gave up the least amount of sacks in the NFL. Brady was also hurried, which means pressured in the pocket to throw the ball, only 23 times this season, which also ranks the 4th least in the NFL. Brady's pocket time, however, is 2.2 seconds, which is tied for last in the league, but the most time in the pocket is 2.6 seconds, so not that much of a difference, but you could argue. But okay. If the offensive line isn't the problem, and statistically they had a good year, then it has to be because the defense was injured. Now, the biggest thing for the Bucs defense was their secondary being stretched thin all season. With Carlton Davis, Sean Murphy, Antoine Winfield battling injuries all year, the Bucs defense still ranked 13th in the NFL. The number of points per game they gave up is 20.3 points, which is the 7th least amount given up. They had a top 10 passing defense, and their rushing defense was right in the middle of the pack. Even with all the injuries, the Bucs defense still showed they're one of the best in the league. Alright. So if the defense wasn't the problem, then it has to be the injuries the skill players faced, right? To begin, the Bucs offense ranked 25th in the NFL, so not very good at all. Okay, so we can at least give a hint of an answer as to why Brady played so poorly. The Bucs offensive weapons missed some time as well. Leonard Fournette and Julio Jones each missed 7 games. Russell Gage missed 4 games, and Mike Evans and Chris Godwin both missed 2 games each. So they definitely dealt with injuries. But despite having one of the best offensive line in the NFL, the Bucs ranked dead last in rush offense. They couldn't run the ball at all and had the least amount of rushing yards in the NFL. And what do you do when you can't run the ball? You throw it. Now this is where the Bucs scored points. Their passing offense ranked 2nd in the NFL, only behind the Kansas City Chiefs. But when you have to rely on only throwing the ball, is that a good thing? Especially with a 45-year-old quarterback. You may be surprised to hear that this season Brady had the most amount of pass attempts in his career. Excluding the 2016 season where Brady served a 4-game suspension, Brady averages about 572 pass attempts per season. And this season, he threw the ball 733 times. He threw the ball nearly 200 more times than he normally does. It doesn't make sense that at your oldest age, you're throwing the ball more than when you were in your 20s and 30s. Now, statistically, Brady just had one of the worst seasons of his career. Throughout his career, Brady has averaged 28.4 points per game, which averages out to 4th in the league throughout his career. So Brady has always been one of the best in the league at scoring his entire career. However, this year is not the case. Brady and the Bucs averaged a career low 17.7 points per game, which ranked 27th in the NFL. Now, let's look at a more reliable stat to the quarterback position. QBR. Brady's QBR average his entire career is a 71.3, which honestly is really good considering he's played 23 seasons. However, this season, Brady posted a career low 52.6 QBR, which is below league average this season. But why the sudden drop off? Is this all because of Todd Bowles? Let's take a look into him. Todd Bowles has been in the league for about 24 years now, so he has a good amount of experience. However, he has never really been a good head coach. He was the head coach of the New York Jets from 2015 to 2018 and only had one winning season. As a head coach for the Jets, Todd Bowles had a record of 24-40, and as a head coach for the Bucks, he had a record of 8-9. So as a head coach, he posted a record of 32-49 with only one winning season in 5 seasons. Here is where his offense ranked after every season. In 2015, they ranked 11th. In 2016, they ranked 30th. In 2017, they ranked 24th. In 2018, they ranked 23rd. And in 2022, they ranked 25th. Now, you could argue that Bowles wasn't dealt good cards when he was in New York, but in Tampa Bay, he was only dealt the greatest quarterback of all time. So now, with all of the stats and information I have given you, formulate your own opinion. And I'll leave you with this one question. Is it time for Tom Brady to retire? Thank you so much for watching, and as always, I will see you all next video.